Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk live on YouTube and StreamYard.com. And Zagona Math Michael Fletcher alongside Anthony Florio. And we are just going to dive right on in. We are doing a little bit of a makeshift tonight. We are only just going to be covering SmackDown Live. And then we will get into the big news that came out yesterday, the mass releases of WWE stars. So we're just going to get right into it. SmackDown Live last night. Sorry. From Des Moines, Iowa, at the Wells Fargo Arena on USA, and we started out with a promo segment that was Damian Priest and LA Knight that led to a match. Unfortunately, the match did get ended in a DQ with Damian Priest winning the match by disqualification because Solo Sikoa jumped in and basically attacked Damian Priest. That led to a major brouhaha at the end where you had Damian Priest, LA Knight, they stood tall at the end. Look, I don't know. I guess I understand why they did what they did. I understand the storyline. I just don't really like. Solo was trying to do this for Jacob. Basically, I want Jacob to be, he was trying to eliminate the competition, but the problem is it caused more problems for Jacob Fatu because now, Anthony, at Backlash, Jacob Fatu now has to put the United States Heavyweight title on the line, not only against Damian Priest, not only against LA Knight, but then Solo Sikoa mentioned, well, what about for Drew McIntyre? McIntyre should deserve the opportunity. Well, open mouth, insert foot, because now Jacob Fatu's got to defend the title against him as well. Basically, Anthony, we got ourselves a fatal four-way for the U.S. heavyweight title now.
That we do, MF. And I'll tell you, MF, interesting way to start off this show last night here. It started at the very beginning. Damian Priest got into a scuffle backstage with Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu as LA Knight walked right past him and toward the ring. He cut a promo and actually showed some respect to his opponent for the night, LA Knight. And then Priest said he had to get revenge against Drew McIntyre last week, so that's why he got involved. Knight still blamed him for how things went down. And things got a little more tense as they started throwing blame around, so they agreed to have their match right away instead of later in the show. Cue referee Dan Engler, and we were off and running. I could probably give this about somewhere in excess of 2.5 to 3 stars for the effort here. This bout felt like it followed a pattern, which was not a bad thing, but still kept it from feeling as competitive as it should have felt. It got better as it went, but Solo interfered and caused a DQ to ruin the end. LA Knight and Damian Priest worked together to take him out, and Jacob Fatu showed up to even the odds and take out his rivals. It was hard to hear what LA Knight said into the camera backstage because Damian Priest and Solo Sikoa were yelling at each other. It seemed like LA Knight missed a move and they had to improv on the fly since he didn't go down when he should have. Knight showed some impressive power when he popped Priest up for a power slam, and Knight climbing back up the ropes so Damian Priest could hit the razor's edge was very awkward. But this is about somewhere in excess of 2.5 to 3 for the effort here, and the four-way should be pretty good. You basically got a fatal four-way be a man fight because you got 4 powerhouses in there, so anything can happen in fatal four-way matches, and definitely looking forward to that next week. And next Friday night on SmackDown on the Go Home show from the Wright State University Nutter Center in Dayton, Ohio, which housed the inaugural King of the Ring pay-per-view back in '93.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have ourselves a tag team match, playa. It's going to be Damian Priest and LA Knight versus the United States Heavyweight Champion Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Holla. So 2.5 to 3 for the effort. So with that being said, MF, let's move on to our next match.
So the next time we're going to get is we got Fraxium Going up against Pretty Deadly, it was Fraxium. Nathan Frazier and Axiom winning the match in 10 minutes and 15 seconds. Anthony, it's yours.
3 to 3.25 stars. Pretty Deadly had a good showing, but this match was all about making Fraxium look good, and it accomplished its goal. Nathan Frazier hit the Phoenix Splash to get the pin for his team to cap off a fun and fast-paced bout. Nathan Frazier's speed while running the ropes is wild. Is it just me, MF, or does he run those ropes a lot like a Braun Breaker does? I mean, he runs those ropes so fast, man. I mean, Michael Bullock and I, we noticed that during our SmackDown, when we had our SmackDown chat last night, and that's what I kept telling him. I'm like, look how fast he runs those ropes. He reminds me of Braun Breaker almost, but the way he runs those ropes, the speed while running those ropes by Nathan Frazier, that's wild. And also about Nathan Frazier, his springboard backflip into a DDT was executed beautifully. One of the top fights of the night for sure. This is a 3.25, teetering on 3.5 star match. Pretty Deadly, good showing, but like I said, MF, we got to showcase the brand new toy, your brand new toy in your loaded tag team division. I mean, your tag team division was already loaded, but now you got Fraxium? That's not fair. Come on.
Yeah,
so
I did.
3.25, 3.5.
Yeah, I mean, I just was I just got to say, it was really good. I really liked it. So, I got really, 3.25, 3.5. So definitely a solid thing. And yeah, we'll move right on along. So next up, what we can do is then there was a few promo stuff, but after that, the next real matchup, the return. We saw the return of Aleister Black, now back in the ring. His first official match against The Miz, and Aleister wins the match in 9 minutes and 25 seconds. Solid matchup. It looked like Aleister didn't skip a beat, man. He looked really good in the match. The Miz is the perfect guy to have your first fight with. Solid matchup. I really enjoyed the battle. I really liked the way that it played out. Yeah, so to me, I really enjoyed it. I liked the storyline and everything else. And yeah, so I'll give this another 3 stars. So Anthony, it's yours.
Miz, you could pretty much say, as you were saying about the Miz being the perfect first opponent for Aleister Black, MF, you're right. Is it just me, or is Miz now at that point in his career where he can be in that utility veteran role? I mean, putting over the new, or in this case, returning talent. And hey, look, a lot of people probably expected Aleister Black to get an easy win for his first match. So it was a little surprising to see him have such a competitive fight against someone like The Miz. But that is not a negative. The Miz is a former WWE champion, so he should not be jobbing to anyone anyway. And there's one spot in this match that I gotta mention. Did you see when Miz was going for skull crushing finale? Did you see Aleister Black cartwheel his way out of it? What? Are you kidding me? Bullock and I couldn't believe it during our SmackDown chat. I couldn't believe it. I was going crazy over that. But the Dutch Destroyer cartwheeled. Yes, he cartwheeled out of the skull-crushing finale and hit a spinning knee to knock Miz off his feet, and then he hit Black Mass after surviving a distraction from Carmelo Hayes to get the win. The Miz talking about how long he lasted in a company that just fired a bunch of people earlier in the day might not have been the best decision. And The Miz trying to kick Black only for him to look totally unimpressed was hilarious. Yeah, that was another spot. You know how The Miz does those so-called it kicks that the commentary gag was that he stole them from Bryan Daniel Bryan, who called them the yes kicks. Aleister Black no-sold them. He basically no-sold them. Unbelievable. I mean, I can bet you more than anything else right now, Aleister Black is counting his blessings right now, saying, thank God I got out of that hellhole in Jacksonville, Florida. But I'm telling you, MF, I think Aleister Black, with Triple H now running the helm, I think Aleister Black could be in line for a significant push down the line. I mean, I think he's going to get booked a lot better than he did his first go around. I got a good feeling about this. So with that being said, this is another solid 3-star match. Welcome back to WWE, Aleister Black. And man, oh man. And MF, it looks like Carmelo Hayes could be Aleister Black's next opponent. Oh, that's going to be good. Battle of 2 former NXT champions. Sign us up. We're here for it. Solid 3 stars. MF, Aleister Black, Carmelo Hayes down the road. Let's go.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We'll wait to see how it plays out. So next up, after that, we do have some other stuff, but there was a promo segment by Randy Orton, and oh boy, actually no, wait, hold. Was it Randy or was it something else?
I think there was. I think we had a match.
Yes, we did. It was the new Women's United States champion, Zelina Vega. She went one-on-one in a non-title match against Piper Niven, and Zelina Vega winning the match in 11 minutes and 10 seconds. It was a nice match. Actually, Anthony, I think you lead off on this. I'm sorry.
Yes. No.
I jumped the gun. My bad.
I don't blame you because 2 things. 1, you're excited. And number 2, the reason you're excited is because we all know how much you love Zelina Vega. I mean,
yes. To see her as the women's U.S. champion, I'm gonna say it now. After what I saw, and you know where I'm going with this. This was the right belt. This was the right championship, the right moment, and the right title holder to have that belt because of something that went down. But we'll see. But Anthony, it's yours.
Yes, and like I was saying, there were 2 reasons why MF jumped the gun. 1, he's excited, and number 2, the reason why he's excited is because of the fact that we all know it's been well documented on our shows many, many years. MF is a massive Zelina Vega fan, and I don't blame him. I mean, I'm right there with him. I mean, not only is she a drop dead gorgeous girl, but she can back it up in the ring. She's got great athletic ability also, and we've known this for many years, even before she was in WWE. But the thing is, that special moment MF was talking about, a video went out on social media where Zelina Vega went to New York City to the 9/11 memorial, and she gently placed her newly won Women's United States Championship on the memorial that's engraved with her father's name on it. I mean, if that doesn't get you, oh my God, I don't know what does. I mean, we know the story about her father in 9/11, and it's a very touching story, to say the very least. And you got to go out of your way to find that video. I mean, and then she took it home to various members of her family. I mean, what a special moment for a special talent, and someone who a good year or 2 ago, that whole push Zelina movement, and now they finally gave her moment, and very well deserved. And she delivered once again last night in a very good match. 3 1/4, teetering on 3.5 stars. I'm going to be honest with you. The only small criticism I have is that the match wasn't perfect or even close, but it was a surprisingly competitive bout that gave Piper Niven more of a chance to shine than she has had in a long time. Sadly for her, though, Vega picked up the win after Chelsea Green accidentally hit Piper Niven while trying to interfere. Chelsea Green has been doing such a fantastic job making her title loss mean something. She was dressed up in funeral attire, for goodness sakes. Came out in all black, had a veil and everything. Perfect. Piper Niven's curb stomp into the turnbuckle is a brutal move that always looks painful. So there's really nothing much more to say about this. This was easily 3 1/4, teetering on 3.5 stars. And 2 things accomplished. Showcase for Zelina and Piper Niven getting a chance to shine. And these two have had good chemistry going back to that Queen of the Ring final in 2021 when Zelina Vega won the Queen of the Ring. So they've always worked well together. And last night they did it again. So another 3 1/4, 3.5. So MF, Zelina, your girl, showcase, nice showcase. But hey, Piper Niven got some time to shine out there.
Yeah, absolutely. This was about 3 1/4, 3.5. Like you said, it wasn't perfect, but it was still a solid match, and I really liked how it played out. Zelina winning the match was the right decision, right outcome, and obviously you want to give her that opportunity and everything else. So I really enjoyed how it played out, and yeah, so really nothing more to add there. Then it was the promo by Randy Orton. This was hard hitting. This was really good. Enjoyable promo to say the very least from Randy Orton. Just to add a little fuel to the fire to that championship match at Backlash. Really nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
Randy Orton came out to talk to the crowd about his feud with John Cena. He ranted for a long time about what a fake John Cena is and promised not to let Cena retire with the WWE Championship. The promo went uninterrupted, and the Viper said Cena is just the latest legend he needs to put down. For me, this was the segment of the night. And referencing the PG era in a promo feels weird. And of course, some notable things some notable lines that came out of this promo. One line in particular that I know MF when Orton said it, MF and I did our whoa, and MF yelled out a gorilla, "I love it," when he said it. When he said that he was gonna punt John Cena's head through the gateway arch of St. Louis. Oh, awesome. And it still feels so surreal that we have an Orton and Cena feud in 2025 with the roles reversed. I mean, like I said last week, it's the most excited I've been for an Orton Cena match in years. And that crowd is going to be that the pop when Orton comes out next Saturday night, when he comes out, that pop's going to be otherworldly. I mean, it's going to be like almost like if the St. Louis Blues won the Stanley Cup in the Enterprise Center. And man alive, to have his beautiful wife Kim there and all the kids, and I'm hoping to see Cowboy Bob Orton, because you know how I am about the old school. I mean, I'm hoping to see Cowboy Bob Orton there. I mean, that's going to be a pop for me, and that's going to be awesome to see. So, man, what is that going to be like next Saturday night? Man alive. But yeah, very good promo here. I could go as far as to call it the segment of the night. A very good promo, and the crowd singing along to Orton's theme song. I mean, that never gets old. I mean, it's starting to grow on me a little bit. And but like I said, MF, that one line when he said that he was going to punt John Cena's head through the gateway arch of St. Louis. Whoa. Okay. So great promo by your boy, MF. I'm still wondering because I know you're I know you said you were 50-50, because we all know how high you are on Cena's heel turn. You've been very high on Cena's heel turn since it happened. And of course, Orton, you've been an Orton mark since day one. And This match, in other words, this match next Saturday night, friends, it's very simply going to be an MF special. So you win either way, MF, because these are two of your boys, and well, I can't wait to see it. It's going to be great. It's going to be something else. So segment of the night for me, MF. Let's move on.
All right, next up we had was Ray Phoenix going one-on-one with Santos Escobar. Ray Phoenix winning the match in 12 minutes and 25 seconds. Anthony, it's yours.
3.5 stars. These are two men. Now this stemmed from earlier in the show. They had a backstage moment. Santos Escobar approached Ray Phoenix in his locker room earlier in the show. They ended up having a disagreement that led to this match. These are two men who know each other well and are the epitome of lucha libre in WWE. So they work well together right from the get-go. Escobar kept trying to tell Phoenix they should join forces while he was hitting chops. They didn't use the kind of breakneck speed some people may have expected, but they kept the pace steady and sprinkled in the big spots throughout the bout instead of just going for every big move they could. It gave the match a more logical flow. Everything they did looked great, and if WWE wants to extend this into a full feud, this should just be cracking the surface of what they can do. Ray scored the win with a meteor from the top rope to end a fantastic performance. Escobar's feet hit the rope during his tope suicida, but it didn't prevent him from making contact. And it felt like forever since we last saw Escobar work. His last singles match, you gotta go back to February. And before that, it was December. So Santos Escobar, I hate to say it, Santos Escobar has been somewhat criminally underutilized. Unless he was nursing an injury, then I can understand. But his first singles match since February, somewhat of a bit of a concern there. But at least we finally got to see him last night work. So for me, this was the fight of the night. I got to give this 3.5 stars. Very good match, MF. So your thoughts?
Total agreement. 3.5 stars, no doubt about it. Fight of the night. Actually, hold on. A good friend of mine just hit something up here, and there it goes. My good buddy, Jake Turner. Do you think that they will bring Penta to SmackDown to set up the Lucha Bros, or will Phoenix go to Raw? Man. Well, the draft is coming up at some point. I mean, I would probably say more like Phoenix goes to Raw than I see Penta going to SmackDown. Like, honestly. But I think right now, let them cook on their own. I think that's why they separated it to two. Let them cook on their own first and then build it up. You don't really need the Lucha Bros right away. Let them build their own identity, singles, and then obviously at some point we'll see the Lucha Bros together. Who knows? Now that this AAA acquisition happened, could it be a possibility that we could see them together in AAA? I mean, see the Lucha Bros in AAA would be pretty huge. So they still got some big events coming up in the very near future. Obviously, and as a matter of fact, in the next couple of months, they got the Tripomania, which is their biggest event of the year. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah.
And actually, go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah. I'm sure you read the dirt sheets about the WWE draft saying that there's going to be something going. There's going to be a draft at some point, and we just don't know when because there's so many things going on. I mean, we got Backlash next week, and then 2 weeks after that, we got Saturday night's main event on the 24th, and then 2 weeks after that, it's that big double duty day with the Worlds Collide at the Kia Forum, and then Money in the Bank on top of that. So I could see it probably being around June or July, maybe, if all goes well, unless they decide to do it later. But Penta mentioned it. Okay.
I think I did remember him saying something like it in the future, like not too long ago. So there was a mention of it. Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, well, let me What I was gonna say was this: when it comes to what would happen, if Phoenix, I mean, the more logical thing for me would be for Phoenix to go to Raw. I mean, Raw's tag team division needs a lot of work right now, and if we were to somehow get the Lucha Bros, that would be a major shot in the arm for our tag team division. Major shot in the arm. But God forbid if Rey Fenix stays on SmackDown and Penta joins him, it's over. It's over. That tag team division on SmackDown, no one's gonna touch it. No one. Street Profits, DIY, Motor City Machine Guns, Fraxium, and then to possibly have the Lucha. If they get the Lucha Bros, it's over. That's it. It's over. Raw's tag team division wouldn't stand a chance against SmackDown's. But if the Lucha Bros if the Lucha Bros end up on Raw, a major shot in the arm. We desperately need one. Our tag team division needs a bit of work, if I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, and even Jake Turner agrees with your sentiment on that one as well, Anthony. He feels like, that probably it would probably be beneficial that the Lucha Bros goes to Monday Night Raw to basically stabilize the World Tag Team division. So like you said, they need it. So we'll see, because you know with everything coming up, and plus now that Raw now that SmackDown will be going back to the 2-hour format, as many of you guys know, in June 6th actually is the tentative date where SmackDown will go back to the 2-hour format. So that probably will help Monday Night Raw, because that would mean that there won't be that many guys that SmackDown would have to rely on going into this 2-hour format. So we could see a major shuffle where Raw might benefit more with this, with this shakeup coming up down the line.
Most definitely.
So, yeah.
So
all right. So, Phoenix and Santos was, like I said, solid matchup, 3 stars. Getting into the main event of the evening, which, well, first off, let's go into this. So next week on SmackDown from Dayton, Ohio, John Cena will be in the building. This is one of his final appearances. You guys already know the ticker. How many appearances are left? Dayton, you're going to get John Cena. Congratulations. Damian Priest, LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. That's in a tag team fight. And it will be Jay Cargill versus Nia Jax. And the winner gets a shot at the WWE Women's title. They will be facing the winner, and the winner gets to face Tiffany Stratton for the gold. And speaking of Tiffany and the girls, the main event on SmackDown this week was a tag team match. Tiffany Stratton, Jay Cargill versus Nia Jax and Naomi. And it was the Face Squad. Tiffany Stratton and Jay Cargill winning it in 11 minutes and 5 seconds. Solid main event. Good matchup. It wasn't perfect. There was some parts where it could have been better in certain areas, but the outcome was never in doubt. Jade with that show of power bombing Nia Jax. Oh, that was a beautiful visual to see. Well done. Solid matchup. 3 stars. Anthony, go.
what was that time once again?
11:05.
11:05. All right. That's about 3 to 3 1/4 on that one. This match played out as expected. The rivals fought a little harder when they were in the ring with each other than they did against the other opponents to make those feuds feel more personal, and it worked for the most part. This was a decent match, but it definitely fell short of being what should have been in the main event. The big moment when Jade Cargill, like MF said, the big moment when Jade Cargill powerbomb Nia Jax for the win definitely closed it out on a high note. The crowd gave Tiffany a big pop for her hot tag, and Naomi attacked Jade Cargill after the match while she and Tiffany Stratton were playing tug of war with the women's championship, and Naomi ended the show standing tall with the belt. A fatal 4-way or a triple threat match, not necessary here. We need a one-on-one match. We already have a multi-man match on this show. We don't. This is not WrestleMania. This is not where we have to, get everybody on the card, like we had to at WrestleMania. But in this case, I got this feeling this is going to be I still feel this is going to be a multi-woman match, even though I don't think it's necessary. I kind of want to see a one-on-one, but this is a tough one. I mean, honestly, I want to see Jade get it. Because you know how I am about fresh matchups, but I got this bad feeling we're going to go back to repetitive here, where I could see Nia winning this match. But if Jade were to win it somehow, that would be something. So she's had a year. So not Jade and Tiffany for the title. That'll be one hell of a match. So Jade and Tiffany and Nia, we've seen it before, and it's been done already. We don't really need it again. It's a little unnecessary, but it is what it is. So 3 to 3 1/4 for the main event. So with that being said, let me get into the overall review here. I got to be honest here. Last night's Smackdown was a pretty average episode overall, but there was a cloud hanging over the show. Yesterday afternoon into the evening, several releases were announced that included a variety of names from NXT and the main roster, which we'll get into in just a moment. It's always hard to get into the mood to enjoy WWE on the same day as mass releases, but the people who were featured on the show last night did a good job giving the crowd an enjoyable show. Nothing we saw made any significant advancements to any storylines, but we did get one incredibly entertaining match between Santos Escobar and Rey Fenix. It should also be noted that Fraxium and Pretty Deadly was an enjoyable bout, but it's hard to top two of the best luchadors in the world having a clean match. Having Aleister Black on SmackDown is going to be interesting moving forward. His feud with The Miz is not going to last long, so it'll be fun to see if he pursues a title right away or if WWE has something else in mind for him. This falls right around 7.5 out of 10 territory. So 7.5 for me. MF, your overall thoughts, and then we'll talk about the releases.
Yeah, 7.5. I thought they did a good job. I think it could have been a little more better, but yeah, at the end of the day, it was a solid show, to say the very least. And yeah, so now we do get into the WWE news, the big news that came out literally yesterday. And that was the unfortunate announcement that a lot of WWE talent were indeed let go that was let go, and it was a bloodbath, to say the very least. So here are the names that we have as of right now. More names are to be announced within the next week or so. Apparently, there's going to be a wave of NXT cuts coming up. So here are the names as of now, and these are the names that were formed as of yesterday. And they were Braun Strowman, Katana Chance, Kaden Carter, Dakota Kai, Shayna Baszler, Cora Jade, Gigi Dolan, Jakara Jackson, Eddie Thorpe, Riley Osborne, Mark Coffey, Joe Coffey, and Wolfgang from Gallus, Oro Mensa, Javier Bartel, Danny Palmer, and as of today, we've also found out that Shotzi was also going to be let go. However, with Shotzi, they're just going to let her contract run out. Now, for all the other people who were released, they have to wait 90 days. They got to clear a 90-day waiver before they would be allowed to negotiate with another company. In the instance of Shotzi, because her contract is going to expire, Shotzi will be able to negotiate with any company immediately after the contract, whatever the contract date runs out. And from what I've been told, it will run out at the end of the month. Once that clears, Shotzi will be allowed to immediately sign with any company she desires to go with. So, Anthony Florio, with that said, just give me a quick thought on just the names as of right now, and what's your sentiment and feelings that could happen for some of these talent.
In the name of Braun Strowman, I thought he had more potential as a big man that has never really been fully realized. He doesn't strike me as a fit anywhere other than NWA or in TNA. I don't think his style is for AEW. I think his style is not really AEW. I think a lot of these talents are I'm gonna mention TNA quite a lot during this. By the way, which is interesting considering their partnership with WWE and NXT will be an odd move. But they're still technically separate companies, so it's not without reason. Braun Strowman could walk into NWA and win their world title tomorrow, and no one would bat an eye. He could walk into TNA, be pushed toward the top spot, and do the same after a month or so in the same deal. But I just think it's not quite as likely as NWA or him just doing something else. I mean, a lot of these talents, you don't necessarily need wrestling to make a name for yourself. I mean, some of them could go to the independents. Some of them, could try AEW. Some could go to TNA, or they could do outside ventures. So that's what I feel about Braun Strowman. I'm thinking either NWA or TNA for Braun Strowman. As for Dakota Kai, I hate to say it, but I think the AEW women's division could use her. I think she would be a great fit in the AEW women's division. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, TNA. Easily TNA. Could you imagine if TNA signs Kaden Carter and Katana Chance? Do you have any idea how beneficial the Knockouts tag team division would benefit from that?
Yeah. They could be instant champions. Like literally day one, they could be instant champions. They could easily take those belts off of Ash and Heather by Elegance. Like easy.
That's where I see them going. I see them going to TNA. They would be a fantastic fit. That Knockouts tag team division is where they'll shine the best. Shayna Baszler, I think AEW. I think Shayna Baszler would be a great fit in that women's division, like Dakota Kai. Cora Jade, despite how she was in AEW at one point, that was a different company. And she was just used on AEW Dark. She's not going there. I think Cora Jade could also benefit from TNA.
I've heard a lot of people talking about TNA for Cora. I've heard a lot of people mention TNA for Cora.
How many matches has she had with TNA talent?
A good amount.
Let's not forget. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't she challenge Masha Slamovich for the Knockouts title about a month or two ago?
Yes. So, I honestly feel like she could instantly go right into the Knockouts division, reunite with Tessa Blanchard.
Yes.
And really turn this into something really special.
TNA could very well be Cora's fit, and it could be where she learns the ropes some more, adjusts her character, plays in a smaller pool, and gets to a point where WWE would want to bring her back and can't wait to do so. Gigi Dolan. Similar to Cora Jade, she was in AEW, but she's not going back there. Gigi Dolan has an in when it comes to TNA. Her fiance is a TNA wrestler, in case you didn't know. Zachary Wentz.
Yeah.
Romantically linked to Zachary Wentz of the Rascals. And with Zachary Wentz in TNA, I think that seems like the most likely landing place and where she could be kind of a big deal. And you know what? Could you imagine putting her in a tag team with, say, Rosemary?
Oh, yeah. That would work.
Dark personas? I could see it. Riley Osborne. To go from NXT as a rookie type character to Evolve to being released, they didn't give Riley Osborne much to work with. In other words, lack of creative. I don't know if he'll have a vibrant enough character or in-ring showing to really drive up interest in him. Maybe Ring of Honor, so he can make more of a name for himself elsewhere. Or maybe the Indies to do the same until people start paying attention. Eddie Thorpe, the best thing that I've heard for him, I think he should go back to New Japan Pro Wrestling. I could see him going back to New Japan because he had he was part of a faction in New Japan. Most notably with Clark Connors. So I could see Eddie Thorpe going to New Japan. Jakara Jackson, I don't know her backstory enough to know if this is the dream job she's had her whole life or anything that would motivate her to keep going like a lot of others. But she did say always been and always going to be about that MF in action. So I'm assuming she's still in the game and won't just go straight to moving on to a different career of sorts. Then again, maybe she pivots to being like a stunt woman or something. Some people do that and they find the right niche of that physical career they're itching for. Two examples immediately come to mind. Look at Kurgan and look at Nathan Jones, for example. So I don't really know where Jakara could end up, or if she decides to not do wrestling anymore. Maybe she could be a stunt woman, like I said. Gallus, the Gallus boys. Now, MF, I know you were up. I mean, a lot of these releases were favorites of yours. I mean, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, especially. I mean, I know that one really upset you, but I also know this one upset you just as much because I know how high you were on these Gallus guys. You were very high on them. My best guess, I could see them going back. Maybe I could see them going back to the European circuit. I don't know. I don't think AEW ends up picking them up, nor even TNA, which has a limited budget and no real room for all three of them. But there is no standout to hire, just one out of the pack either. Javier Bernal, I could see him going to TNA and maybe in a campy comedy character because he was pretty much a campy comedy character. Or if not, maybe I could see him going to MLW or something or Ring of Honor. So I think he should go to TNA if he's going to play up a more comedic role, or if not, I could see him in either MLW or Ring of Honor. And speaking of Ring of Honor, I think Oro Mensah would be a good fit for Ring of Honor. I don't see him being a high priority signing for AEW or someone TNA can build a division around, but his talent should not go to waste. How many names are there left? I think I've covered all of them, right? Or did I miss something?
No, you got them all. Yeah, you got them all.
Shotzi. As far as Shotzi goes, I think she could benefit from TNA as well. I mean, yeah. I could easily see her in that Knockouts division as well.
Well, I actually just ran into this article, Anthony, and just as you were talking about TNA,
yes,
they are right now, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but this is coming from WrestleLamia, and they are talking that already TNA is talking to Dakota Kai, Cora Jade, Gigi Dolan, and Jakara Jackson to possibly join.
They would all benefit. I mean,
yep.
That WWE NXT TNA partnership, it could pay dividends here.
So right out of the gate, we're looking at possibly 4 women joining the Knockouts division, and if they do, here we go. Get ready.
Yeah. Oh, get ready is right. So, well, we'll see. We'll see. But, getting released is not fun. It no. is not fun at all. My heart breaks for all of them. It sucks, but unfortunately, it is a part of the game. Most of the time, it's because of lack of creative. Those are the dreaded words, lack of creative. And
then for some of them, it's just because they got hurt. I mean, Korn was injured.
For example.
Korn was injured.
For example, injury prone.
Yeah, Dakota Kai. Braun Strowman, I heard conflicting reports that he has knee issues. Some people is like, well, it was a lack of creative. If you believe Paul Heyman, it's just that he was not good. And Heyman went off. And it's like, yeah, no, the reason why he didn't get booked for WrestleMania was because you were not good enough. Big shot at the bow at Strowman, but still, if you believe the rumors, but apparently he said that on the Pat McAfee show, so you know that's definitely true then. But we'll see.
Oh, of course.
And then anything else, like you said, it was either lack of creative or there was some injury issues. And the thing is, and I hate to say this, but apparently they're not done yet. Apparently, they haven't even raided the closet of NXT yet. That supposedly there's going to be some more cuts coming up, and this one will be specifically for NXT.
Wow.
So get ready, folks. We might have another round of this next week. Who knows?
Very well.
So we'll keep you posted. We'll keep you posted until then.
Definitely.
But ladies and gentlemen, we're done for the night. So on Tuesday night, as always, Ridiculously Raw, hosted by Anthony Florio. Monday Night Raw, NXT. Thursday night, we're back to our regulation TXN Sports World, where we're going to be covering round 2s of the NBA playoffs and the Stanley Cup playoffs.
UFL.
And we might get into some UFL, possibly, time permits.
Yep.
And then, of course, we will have 1 week from Friday, another edition of the Cerebral Smack Talk, TNA, Smackdown Live, and the preview of Backlash from St. Louis. So until then, for Anthony Florio, I'm Michael Fletcher. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll see you all on Tuesday.
Goodbye.